Hello and welcome to the world of NDE 4.0. My name is Vrana and today we have a great guest. Ramon Salvador Fernandez Orosco. He's coming all the way from Mexico to us. And he's president and CEO of the Vrana Group. He is actually a civil engineer. He has 2 MBAs, one for strategic business management and one for research and innovation. He holds an ASNT level 3 for about all methods. Actually, it's only 6 of them. He's very active in the NDE community, both with ASNT and ICNDT. For example, for the NDE 4.0 ambassadors, he is currently leading a development for a roadmap for NDE 4.0. But today we are talking about a different topic, or he will be talking about a different topic. He will be taking on the human side. Now with both NDE 4.0 and Industry 4.0, we are seeing some transitions of some of our jobs. Some jobs might not be as necessary anymore, and new ones are becoming mandatory or needed. And for everyone who has to play along with this transitioning, actually, those persons have to do a lot of decisions in their life. So what he will be presenting on is this human side of career transitioning and the threshold of Industry 4.0. So Ramon, that's your cue.
Okay. Thank you for having me. And well, the idea is to talk about the human side of career transitioning in the threshold of Industry 4.0. This is the outline for our conversation this morning. How and what has encouraged us to research on the human perspective of Industry 4.0, how we're kicking off those transition processes. For the recent 3 or 4 years, we have been advising companies in their company-wide transition efforts. And well, we work with them on their business models and their strategies, but often we are contacted by the people within the company. Those are the CEO or the managers or the supervisors or some inspectors, in order to provide them with advice on how to do that personal transition process. And from there, we have obtained some valuable and useful notions. And from those notions, we have constructed a virtual toolbox of software elements and some academic articles for people who are actually transitioning, and they find in this virtual toolbox some elements that can help with that. And I would like to share this morning some of them with you. And that's why we will use a couple of tools in practical use. I will show you 2 examples. Those are examples of real people and some insights for this transitioning path. What encouraged me to do some research on the human perspective of Industry 4.0 that comes from a personal commitment. Frequently, people request from us that are important to provide some form of advice, as I was saying, that includes former students, friends, colleagues, clients, and relatives. And this has to do with my first volunteering experience that was related with creating education and employment opportunities for the students that had outstanding abilities but were immersed in social and economical marginalized conditions. And personally, that has to do with the constant pursuit of professional evolution and diversification for myself. I have been an engineering student, a computer programmer, lab technician, and NDE inspector. I have been QA and QC manager, teacher, entrepreneur, research. I have even directed some media and animation. I'm the CEO, mentor, board member, and author. And we all face the challenge of uncertainty. And from that processes, I personally obtain new insights and collective learning that I will share with others. Some of the elements that can provide the kickoff for those transition processes could be like that. Often I've been contacted by CEOs that ask me to explain what Industry 4.0 is all about. And I always show them this graphic. It is, if you ask to 5 people, if they define what Industry 4.0 is all about, they will provide you with different answers, because they from this cloud image, they will focus on different parts of that cloud. So the thing is, the challenge of uncertainty is derived from the change that we all face. It's either disruptive or gradual, but it's a reality that companies and governments and society must cope with. It is at the core of many strategic decisions, not only in the industries where we participate through our professional activities, but are also in the overall external and internal environments in their organizations around the world. Uncertainty has a profound impact in the present performance and future evolution of organizations, and not only generates anxiety and pessimism, but also it impairs the growth, improvement, and innovation within organizations. And those uncertainty permeates from organizations to individuals and profoundly impacts the professional and personal life in varying degrees. What is the future of jobs? And towards the future, we may categorize professional roles in 3 fundamental categories. The first one, and towards the future, will be stable roles. Roles that where the impact of technological, economical, or social trends have a very limited effects. The other kind of roles will be the redundant roles, located in the other extreme of the spectrum, where the technological, economical, and social impacts will lead those roles obsolete. And a third category, that is the new roles that will arise from these changes in technological and economic and social trends, creating new workspaces. This is a very interesting survey that I found from the World Economic Forum. And in the period of 4 years, from 2018 to 2022, those stable roles will remain in those 4 years almost the same, 48%. But the redundant roles will be reduced 10%, while the new roles will increase nearly 9%. And when we talk about stable roles, well, they will be, and in these pandemic times, we have realized that roles like managing directors or data analysis and scientists or human resources specialists or chemical and processing plant operators will have in the near future very stable roles. And there are new roles like AI and machine learning specialist or big data specialist or innovation professionals that will have new workspaces. And the roles that are in danger are roles that are becoming redundant, like cashiers, ticket clerks, data entry clerks, or even lawyers. And that is why we need to build a set of supplementary skills for Industry 4.0. For Industry 4.0, we will need some soft skills like critical thinking or multi-generational awareness to understand how to communicate with people with different backgrounds or different cultural. That is why we need to learn about resilience and cross-cultural competency, and also about how to do business and personal networking, how to improve this sense-making, and obviously people skills like emotional intelligence, cognitive intelligence, or social intelligence. For our profession, we need to supplement our hard skills like NDT-related competences and knowledges, like innovation management skills, like technology management skills, including intellectual property, and obviously as engineers, material science and material properties or general engineering competences, and what I call digital skills, like computational thinking or virtual collaboration and cognitive lead management, or how to work with media, like new media literacy, or how to become multitaskers. And any other supplementary skills that need to be added towards the future. At the end, that has to do with an evolutionary or a disruptive redefinition of professional careers. And Industry 4.0 is compelling to revise the roles of NDE practitioners, trainees, and mentors, which are immersed not only in a dynamic and exponentially accelerated technological advancement, but also in a profound and social, environmental, and cultural transformations. NDE itself is transitioning in the NDE 4.0 era from a niche role of quality control support instrument to become an invaluable knowledge generating process to creating value through substantial improvements in business sustainability, quality, and safety. This profound transformation is shaping how Education 4.0 for Industry 4.0 will deliver disruptive modification in education models, training processes, certification schemes, and support tools. Human talent, ethics, competencies, and commitment are at the core of the safety and value creation that NDE processes provide to the world. And this impact comprises our infrastructure, transportation equipment, installation, facilities, our habitable spaces, and many everyday objects whose safety and value are intrinsically connected to the human perspective of NDE 4.0. In parallel, constraining knowledge, skills, acquired experience, ethical behavior, or motivational impairs the safety and the value that NDE processes create. And that is why in the dawn of Industry 4.0, training and workforce reorientation plays a central role in shaping the professional path of new talent, provide stability and development opportunities for active practitioners, and contribute to preserve and transmit the accumulated knowledge of experienced generations. And well, this is why we would like to share with you some initial steps for someone who are doing that transition processes. This is for some of our customers, we have created a virtual toolbox for businesses that they help. There are here articles and software tools that help business in order to do that transition processes for Industry 4.0 as a company. And we have created a virtual pair that is a virtual toolbox for individuals. It has references to academic articles in subjects like creation of personal business models or innovation skills or multi-generational awareness and communication, business and personal networking, or critical thinking as a soft skills. But also we have reference to supplementary software tools in the following subjects like mental mapping, task control and follow-up, and documents revision and note consolidation to remove paper from the work path. And this is how the human perspective of Industry 4.0 comes here. How to align your personal goals as individual with your family, with your goals as a family member and your goals as a professional. And one of the tools that has been proved useful for that process is, this is a practice that I call the Wheel of Life. The Wheel of Life evaluates several dimensions on the individual, family, and professional life of people, and it can help to have a priorities list based on the equilibrium that is needed on the personal life and which are the most important gaps in the performance. You build this priority list and you validate that along what is possible to do with your resources of time. And also, often when I advise companies to build their business model, some managers ask me, do I need a personal business model? And I offer always a straight answer. Yes, it helps to have a clear and concise personal business model. Sometimes not only one, but many of you need to diversify your career and not having all the eggs in the same basket. And there are methods. And these tools serves not only for building one personal business model, but people who have several roles within companies can build more than one. And this is the Wheel of Life. tool that we use often with our customers. It has dimension that comes from the very physical aspects of a person, like their fitness or the physical health, their mental health or social health, to more abstract notions like happiness or transcendent sense, or how they give back to the society or their overall lifestyle. And to exemplify, I will talk about the cases of two people. The first one is Anne. This is obviously for confidentiality. I do not put many of the details, but Anne has allowed us to share this information. This is Anne's wheel of life. She is actually 34 years old. She is an industrial engineer and has 2 master's degrees. She has been married for 12 years. She has 4 kids, and her husband works from home. She has been in the same managerial position for 9 years, and this year has no salary increase. And she aims to start her own AI consulting company, but she's unsure on how to price her advising services. And she has over 2,000 professional contacts in LinkedIn. And she hasn't had vacation for 4 years, and she's showing symptoms of fatigue and burnout. And well, the exercise of this tool, she evaluates how important is this factor like fitness and mental health or social health, and she assigns how important it is for her, and this is the evaluation of importance that she provided, and how is satisfied with that. For example, for Anne, it's very important fitness, but she feels that he's lacking over there. So this is a tool I run with her, and also she built a personal business model, analyzing what is the value proposition. She has a commitment to provide emotional, economic support to their families. She has an academic formation, 16 years of professional experience. She has a professional relational capital, but no entrepreneurial experience. Who she helps? Obviously, their 4 daughters and her husband. How she do that? Providing quality times with daughters, and her husband works from home. And how she do that? Balancing multiple roles, and through the professionalism and constant learning. And what is their allies? Her husband, parents, their MBA teachers, their corporate MIS director, who is actually her boss, their colleagues, subordinates, their business contacts, and their contacts on LinkedIn. What she does? She provides income for their family, provide economic support to their parents also, but she hasn't had a salary increase, as I said before, and she's unsure the price of her advising services. And what she got in return: emotional support from her husband, economic support from him, emotional support from daughters, emotional support from her parents, emotional support from their co-workers, but as I said before, she's showing burnout symptoms. And this is the analysis of Anne's wheel of life. This is how important it was and how satisfied with it. And from the analysis of this Anne's wheel of life, as we can see here, she has a deficit between what is important to her and how satisfied is with it. And from the analysis of her business model and this wheel of life, Anne constructed an initial to-do list. First, she had to have a complete health evaluation, obtain a supplementary dietary advice, exercise with guidance and support of a coach, join entrepreneurial network at Alma Mater to initiate her business, prepare for a first proper vacation in 4 years, use full vacation times for having rest and spend quality time with those she cares, prepare a proper home office space, and evaluate and decide on consulting services support platform in order to start their business. Obtain mentors to guide first steps in creating a consulting firm business model, obtaining advice on rating services, and negotiating new time schedule at work. She asked her boss in order to start working on their consulting firm to consolidate her work schedule at the very first stages in the morning from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And initiate the consulting service as a supplementary activity on weekends as a MVP, as a minimum viable product to test it. This is what Anne has been doing, and well, whatever it's necessary. And this is an updated personal business model when I can show here how she have a clearer perspective on professional role and how she have added an improved work schedule and acquiring entrepreneurial experiences and supplementary income over the next 6 months. And well, many fundamental notions, as Anne recently learned, haven't changed. Along the recent years, we have seen how the number of our professional and personal contacts, both in presence and through professional social networks and as LinkedIn, grows at ever increasing speed. But for many of us, the ability to properly manage this relational capital is an ability that still eludes us. And mapping your relationship is a first step to move forward in capitalizing your network efforts. This is an exercise I do in my first semester on the MBA. And this is about putting in a graphical form something that sometimes you have in your head. What is your most important contacts in your professional and personal and family life? It really helps to change that from having in your mind to have it on paper or in an application. Normally I use a mental mapping application. And my suggestion is not only to graph that network, but build it in 3 different separate networks. The first one, which is your operational networks that are comprised in people with you work in your everyday activities, which are your contacts at work. From there, you can derive from those contacts which of them constitute your strategic network, which are the people who provide you the support in order to move forward in your work space. As it says in the slide, it consists on those who help you to prepare for the future by answering the question, who should be going now? Where are you going and how will you get there? And which is more important, which of those contacts within your operational networks constitute your developmental network? Who are people who help you to grow both personally and professionally? And as you see, those 3 networks interlap within. And let's talk about F. This is another real case of a collaborator. He's a construction technician. He has a high school education. He's 20 years old, he's single, and he supports his family's income. He's passionate about social volunteering. He has 2 years of NDT experience as quality control inspector. He has been certified on MT and BT as level 1, but he's undecided on following an NDT career. He participates in 2 automation and robotics initiatives and its actual job. He recently has a transition, and he aims to go to college, but hasn't decided which professional career to study and in which university. And the decision in which university is being influenced in economic restriction and limited financing options. And he's in search of a personal and career mentors. And Ed chooses to map his networks using a mental mapping software in a tablet. And he starts to do that. He starts to do a graphic. This is Ed's network. And which are the contacts and the companies that he's working. He starts by mapping his operational network, including both the people who are his contacts and in blue boxes, and the companies or organizations where his contacts participate as green boxes. This is only a visual tool. And the network is built following the order he has been introduced to those people and organizations. And well, this is Ed's operational network. This is the raw material for structuring networks. And from there, he was able to detect two things. The first one, a few contacts in his operational network has allowed him to diversify his activities. So he moved some of their contacts in the operational network to constitute, there are 3 people that are their strategic network, people who have helped him to have more contacts within their industry. And also, he was able to detect those 4 important people who has helped him to grow both personally and professionally. And again, Ed made the exercise to make to draw his personal business model. Normally, the yellow stickers has to do with his personal life. The green stickers has to do with his business life, and the yellow ones, sorry, the orange ones are those areas where he needs improvement, and the pink ones are the ones that has to do with his volunteering life. And well, from his map, after 6 months, Abe was able to identify within his operational network 1 NDT career and 2 personal development mentors. He has already prepared and validated his developmental to-do list with his mentor. He has actually working for another company within the same corporate, following his NDT mentor advice. This same mentor guided him to negotiate an internal 50-50 tuition financing program. He's already in college. After consulting with his personal development mentor, he decided to go to law school. That's a real case. An inspector that worked for me went to law school, and he is still undecided in pursuing a full-time NDT career, but his NDT mentor involved him in a 24 months initiative to implement the phase array UT inspection technologies in this new company, and he's in the process of being certified as a level 2 UT. And he's involved in a new volunteering initiative related with social entrepreneurship. That is how those blue stickers with the new mentors and new responsibilities as a student and new commitments on the social entrepreneurship has made his business model evolve. And well, to closing, I would like to share some insights in this transitional part. The first one is follow your passion. You have to do what moves you every day and makes you think that it is not work. The second one is try to find your purpose and play with your strength. Never stop learning. Always be curious about learning new things. Try to diversify your competencies. Don't put all your skills in some specific field. Try to diversify it. Find valuable mentors and build a respectful relation with them. Improve the balance in the dimensions of your life. Match your career development plan with your personal and family plans. Map and reinforce your support networks. Challenge your status quo. Actually doing this this video with Dr. Vrana is a way that I challenge myself to try new things, and be always conscious that human beings evolve through time, and there's always new passions and motivation arise. This is something that I always tell to my students. Professional reinvention is not an event, but a culture. And finally, try to enjoy the experience. Well, actually, I have made a handout in order that share with the audience of Dr. Vrana YouTube channel some of those tools, and they are available through these links.
Ramon, thanks a lot for your wonderful presentation. I will put the link to your handout in the video description. So if you want, look through it, work on it, try to find for yourself a good way to get through that industry and NDE transition. You can also send this material to Ramon, and he will help you actually fill it out and do the interpretation on it. And if you want, we can actually discuss your case here in an upcoming video.
Yeah.
Now, we will also talk about Ramon's career decisions in the past and my career transitions in the past, because that might be interesting also for you. But we would also like to get some of your career transitioning. So send us what you have found out about yourself, what you think about yourself, what you have found out with all those tools Ramon provides with you, and then we can discuss it. Now, you can send it to us and tell us, please make it anonymous, or you can even tell us your name, and then we will tell you also your name. We will do it however you want to do it, because this is very personal. We know it, but we want to get you through this transition.
Actually, while preparing this conversation with you, I tried this material with several people, and at the end, all the time when we do the Wheel of Life and when we try to do that personal business model over strategizer, they were a strong impact. They really find how to balance and improve new insights. For example, one piece recently have a strong health event, knew that she has been neglecting his health status, but she also found that there was a lot of people that were able to support her both economically and to provide advising support for her, because along her life she has always supported people who were close to her, and this was something that arose when she made their Wheel of Life.
Yeah, I think those tools will be very helpful to a lot of you out there. So Ramon, thanks once more for presenting this information. Thanks for all of you for watching all of this information, for watching this video, and feel free to leave all your comments, all your questions in the comment section. Send us your ideas about your career transitioning. And I would think somewhere in the 3 to 4 week range, Ramon and me will do an expert conversation on exactly about this topic. So see you soon, and bye.
Bye.